What's up, folks? Turkey season has already started in a couple places and it's right around the corner for a lot of you. So a lot of folks are kind of finalizing their setup on their turkey gun, getting their camo, their decoys, all that set up and squared away. As you're getting all that set up, I wanted to quickly show you a tip to get the most out of your turkey choke tube for your shotgun. Today I'm going to be working with my Mossberg 500 barrel. That's what I'm going to be using for turkey season this year. And it's a very common shotgun for turkey hunting. But the choke pattern is also the same as the Winchester wind choke, so it's a very common pattern. So to start off, I've removed the ProFactor modified choke that I normally use just for dove and quail hunting, so I went ahead and took that out. So 2 quick tips on installing your choke tube for your shotgun. Got a couple different chokes here. So this is actually a Mossberg ProFactor XX full turkey, and this is a TruGlo gobble stopper choke tube specifically made for turkey hunting. So no matter the brand of your turkey choke, this is always going to be helpful. It's always going to get a little bit more performance out of your turkey choke tube. So what you want to do is take something like this really fine steel wool. Notice it's not a really coarse steel wool. You don't want to use sandpaper or anything really coarse, but if you just take that and basically polish the very end, it's called the face seal of your choke tube. You're just smoothing that out, and you might even want to just kind of stick it inside just a little bit here and kind of pinch some around the outside and just slowly and evenly twist that. And basically what you're doing here is just taking any burrs, any nicks, anything like that off of the face seal. You want the transition from the barrel of the shotgun to the shotgun choke to be as smooth and as seamless as possible. And that will help your pattern to be more consistent and more even. You don't have any pellets that are hitting a nick and kind of flying off kilter because you have an uneven surface. You don't need to do it a whole lot. You don't really need to take off any noticeable amount of material. All you're basically doing is polishing it. You're just smoothing it out just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do that on both of these just while I got them out. And again, not a whole lot, just to smooth it out just a tiny bit. Then the next thing that really helps, and a lot of people don't know about this, which surprises me, you can just take a little bit of anti-seize grease. You can even get this at auto parts stores. Commonly it's sold when you're installing your spark plugs. This is a little bit different because it's actually a copper-based grease. You don't want to use anything that's going to burn up really easily, because think about it for a second. We're talking about something that's going to be in the very hot end of a gun barrel. You don't want to add something that's going to burn and then char and have a whole bunch of carbon and junk in there. You want something that's going to have a pretty high temperature rating. So any grease, any anti-seize grease that's got a high temperature rating works pretty well. This is sold by Loctite. I think it's actually made by Hinkle, but it's a copper-based grease. So I'll just take some of that, spread it across my threads here. I don't need a ton. I'll just take that and kind of work it into the threads. Again, there's not going to be a significant amount hanging off. All you're doing is just getting a thin layer of it all the way around. And really, that right there is about all you need. You don't need much more than that. Go ahead and wipe off this part that's not on the threads. And then go ahead and install your choke tube, just like normal. And so this grease really has 2 main functions. It fills in all the gaps so that your choke is not only a tight fit, but it's also centered within the threads. It doesn't have any wiggle room. It's not going to bounce around. So as you shoot, there's harmonics in your barrel that are basically causing your barrel to warp back and forth. You don't want your choke to be bouncing around in there. You want it to be a tight fit even with your barrel. So this kind of fills in all those little gaps and basically floats the choke tube right perfectly in the middle of those threads. It also provides an even seal so that all the gases, all the pressure coming down the barrel gets forced into the choke tube. None of it gets forced around the outside of the threads, so you retain all of your energy. So those are 2 quick little tips. Of course, you want to clean everything off afterwards. No need to have extra grease on there. But those are 2 quick little tips that'll help you take a good choke tube and just make it a tiny bit better. Your patterns will be a little bit more consistent, and just your power will be more consistent too. So that's just an easy way to get a tiny bit more out of your turkey choke. Until next time, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.